Hello and welcome back everyone to the next episode on SAP Generative AI training videos with AnubhavTrainings.com. In this series of videos, we are understanding basics of SAP Generative AI. In the journey of understanding and working with generative AI use cases, we need to have idea of basics of Python, including machine learning, deep learning, neural networks, and also the ability to work with SAP BTP and AI core. In today's episode, we are going to talk about what is deep learning. In the last session, we discussed about a real-time use case implementation of natural language processing in SAP BTP. In today's session, you will see what is deep learning and how does the deep learning works. So, without wasting further time, let's get started. So, what is the definition of deep learning? So, deep learning is a field of machine learning, subfield of machine learning that usage neural network which we are yet to study. Yeah, we will understand that. So neural network to learn from large amount of data, mimicking human brain ability to recognize patterns and make decisions. So since childhood days you are looking at real cats, you are looking at cat photos. Over the time your brain was trained to see and find out what is a cat and what is not. Similarly, you have to constantly train the machine, so-called a special network called neural network. Where is this name of neural network coming from? It's coming from a concept from our brain called neurons. You might have seen in childhood biologies photos like neurons. This is how a neuron look like, right? So what is it? It is basically part of your brain, yes, which is very important part, and our brain is built up of lots of these neurons where the current is flowing constantly between these neurons actually, right? So this is how there is a every neuron have a short lived memory. It also have a memory stored inside. Now this keep storing our experiences, our things which we see, things which we learn, things which we try to remember. All these things are getting stored. So each neuron have a tiny memory. It has a membrane where it stores the experiences. And whenever we see something, whenever we experience something, whenever we touch something, whenever we hear something, whenever we smell something, the neuron gets activated. Certain neurons gets activated, and these neurons will help us, our brain, to process the information and detect what is it. Is this smell good? Is this a fragrance? Or is this a garbage? Yes. Or when we see something, is it a cat? Is it a dog? Is it a horse? Is it a mouse? Is it a tiger? Right? So we will be able to recognize those objects because there is a constant training since the birth of a human till their lifetime, and this short span of information is stored in these neurons. And when we look at something with our eyes, when we smell something with our nose, information go to brain, and the brain neurons will then process this information. It passes through millions of neurons, and then we will be able to make a think through and make a decision what exactly this thing is all about, right? So this is how a neuron look like. Now think like a neuron network. Look at this neuron network, billions of them connected together. Yes. Now if you think the same way we can train computers, then it becomes a neural network. So what is a neural network? It's a network of neurons. Similarly, it's in the deep learning, since it's like it's happening deep in our brain. That's why they call it as deep learning. Similarly, we have human brain. We are trying to mimic the human brain by having a large neural network which is constantly trained. Who train them? Scientists, data scientists sitting in Google, sitting in OpenAI, sitting in Facebook. They have done this work, and to be able to do this, what do we need? We need frameworks, and we need something called something called GPU, because to train a neural network, to build a neural network, you need powerful computing. So CPU will not help you to do that. That's where we need GPU. So to be able to train a neural or design a neural network, you need some tools, right? You need some tools. So like our neurons in our brain, they have tools like eyes, nose, ear. This is where we accept all the information and it keeps collecting this information. Similarly, we have frameworks like PyTorch, which is from Meta. Then we have TensorFlow, which is from Google. These are the companies which provide frameworks to train build a neural network. Plus, most importantly, you need GPU. Now, this one GPU can cost from 8,000 to up to 20,000 US dollar per GPU. And to train a neural network with very large, vast amount of data, you need hundreds of these GPUs. That's why the cost of these GPU and this system is very expensive to create a deep learning algorithm to train your machine. So most of the people which you see in industry, including SAP, what they do, they are not doing training because this training is done by big companies which has big budget, billions of dollars of budget, like Amazon. Yes, Amazon have this new neural network model which they have come up with. It's called Claude. Yes, it's a Claude model. Like Facebook, Meta has Llama. Google have Google also have this neural network model. So they train and they create it. With that, thank you so much for watching this video with me today. If you feel this content is helping you, kindly subscribe and share this channel in the WhatsApp group of your company teams. And I hope to see you in my next episode. Happy learning. Till then, goodbye and see you again.